Well, good morning, everyone. It is Good Friday, and I thought that what better way to come out and start the day is go into the garden with a cup of coffee and just embracing what God has blessed me with this week. So I want to bring you guys along and give you a tour on how the garden is coming along, and I hope that you guys all enjoy it. So let's go have some coffee. It's so nice out here. Right now I am sitting underneath my mom's magnolia tree in the shade because right now my garden's in full sun. I've been spending a lot of time just reflecting on this time of life, and you don't really ever realize how busy you are until you're not busy. So with everything going on in the world, I'm really finding peace sitting in my garden, drinking my coffee, finding peace on getting just a little bit extra sleep, which you wouldn't think would make much, but it does. Finding peace coming out here and working from sun up till sundown. And even though I'm off at work, I feel like I've worked more and harder. And it's because I feel like God has given me this sense of renewal in my life. And I know that I'm fixing to start a new chapter. And I'm really excited about it. We've got a lot going on in the garden, you guys, and I'm super excited to bring you along and show you everything that is going on. It's not where I would like it to be, because usually by Easter I usually have my garden ready and everything's getting planted, most of it anyways, 95%. But this year I'm working on patience. I'm working on, not everything has to be perfect, and not everything has to be done on time. So I'm just going to take one step at a time, and hopefully this year I will have better success at my garden and not letting it get away from me like I have in the previous years. So I'm going to sit back and I'm going to drink my coffee and enjoy this beautiful weather and the fresh air, and then when I get done I'm going to walk you guys through this beautiful garden and hope that you find some enjoyment out of it. See you in a little bit. Guys, I just went and put my coffee up, and I'm going to take you around in my garden, so let's go. All right. We're going to go right into the gate. And as you can see, this is my archway. I have my peas. Up really nice. And then here's my archway. I'm just going to walk in here, and then this is your first look. This right here is my my lettuce bed. And in this bed I have blue salvia, African daisies, I've got Swiss chard along the side, and in the middle here I have mixed lettuce, and back there in the back right there, there is spinach. But hasn't that bed come out beautiful? This bed right here, I still have to clean up. That's going to be my sweet potato bed. I don't know, the sweet potatoes that I planted, they weren't organic from the store, so they've had a little bit of rough go, but I think I have about 10 or 12 slips that I'm going to be able to use. So hopefully the 10 or 12 slips will fill this 4x8 bed. And then back here is where I have moved all my herbs. This is my lemon balm that I actually pulled out of the ground from last year. And then I have this right here is purple sweet alyssum. This is feverfew. I've got parsley seeded there, and then I've got calendula there. And then along the bottom of this, all the way down, is where I've got purple sweet alyssum. And then here is some cilantro that come out of my bed from last year. And then here I do have some dill coming up, so I'm pretty excited about that. Them bigger dills that I've got there, I actually brought those out of the bed from last year. And then this is Brandon's mint. We moved it over here. This comes back every year. He loves mint. This right here is going to be mainly chocolate mint. And then this is that bed that you guys seen Corvin kind of work on. This has my long cabbage, purple kale, and then you're going to move on down here. And then this is my head cabbage, and then blue curly kale. But isn't that gorgeous? It's all coming in. I did have a big stick or branch that fell out of the tree back here and smashed this one really bad and kind of smashed that one, but they're bouncing back, so they're getting there. Looks so pretty. This bed right here, me and Brandon just got through doing, and this is where my green beans are going to be. So we're going to be trying to work on that today. This over here is where my potatoes were last year. I was actually going to put them in a bed, but I think I'm going to go ahead and clean this area, and I'll bring you guys along on how I actually plant my potatoes. I don't till the ground or anything. I just kind of clean the grass up, broad fork it, throw the potatoes on the ground, and then put hay on them and just leave them alone. All right, this is the view of all the new beds. I'm super happy with them. They came out really beautiful. Like I said, I've still got to do some cleaning here. I've got to get rid of this, and then I do have my wheelbarrow. It's got some of the fencing and stuff that I had around them beds. So hopefully we'll get those cleaned up. And then you can see this is my in-ground beds. I've still got to work on them. It hasn't been warm enough for me to even start trying to plant. But this weekend we are going to be taking up all the black plastic and broad forking and putting the black plastic down, and then putting hay into the walkways, which I've got to kind of just clean them up. It doesn't take long at all. And then as you can see over here, all the brand new beds. These are just so beautiful. I'm so happy about my garden this year. So let's get in closer and look at all the rest of these beds, because they are actually full. All right, here is my turnip bed. Here I have yellow Hawaiian marigolds. Them are supposed to be like picking flower marigolds. And then I have a row of dwarf snapdragons. They're multicolored. And then here, as you can see, the rows of my turnips. And then these haven't come up right here, but I do have a row of Chinese spinach, so I'm excited to see that. This is the first year I've ever grown that, so we're going to see how that is. The second bed, this is that bed that I planted those onions in that I took out of that other bed, and here you're going to be able to see what it looks like. So we have the onions, and then back here are different types of some radishes, and then I have my blue salvia, and then I have nasturtiums right there, and then I don't know if you can see, but I have sweet alyssum in between the nasturtiums. I'm trying to incorporate flowers into my garden this year because I really do want to bring beauty and give the pollinators into the garden and just have some diversity into my garden. But the onions are doing pretty well. I mean, they're struggling a little bit, but they are getting some new growth, so I'm really happy about that. I think that once they really do get into the ground good, they're going to be fine. Like I said, they're either going to make onions or they're not, which actually, if I show you one, they're already bulbing up pretty good. Let me show you. See, I don't know if you can see that, but they're bulbing up and they're getting some new growth. They're slowly getting there, but I think they'll be okay. This bed right here, I think, is my favorite for right now because it's the one that has the most growth in it. So I'm really happy with that one. I can't wait until this blue salvia and then the nasturtium and the sweet alyssum is just at its full glory. So I'm excited about this garden this year. And this is the other bed. This is where I've got my carrots here. I've got my beets. I do need to do another carrot and beet seeding session, but I need to move them strawberries out. Like I said, I am learning this year to have a lot more patience and knowing that not everything has to be perfect or done on time. So I am going to work on trying to get these planted and get some more carrots and beets seeded. Hopefully it won't get too hot for them. But in this bed, I have the same stuff as the other bed. I have a row of snapdragons. I have a row of the Hawaiian marigolds, which are for picking flowers. So again, I'm just trying to bring in some flowers and some beauty into the garden to hopefully that it will have a lot of diversity into it. This one right here is my onion bed. This was the very first bed that we built. And in this bed, which my onions are doing really good this year. Last year by this time, they were just terrible. They looked like they were dying. They had some type of black fungus all over them. So I'm really happy with this bed. In this bed, it's a little bit different than what I have. I actually have some salvia. And then I have nasturtiums on each end. And then I have a row of white alyssum in between the entire bed here. So that's, again, just bringing some diversity into the garden and some beautiful flowers to bring some beauty. And hopefully, if I give myself something beautiful to look at, I'll be more amped to come down here and take care of it, because every year I always let my garden go and I do all this work and I really don't want to do that this year. So my in-ground beds, it's kind of, like I said, I still got to do these walkways here, and these two beds right here are going to be my corn bed. Right now I've just got the strawberries sitting there because I had to mow where they were sitting. And then like I said, I'm taking down all of these, and these are going to be moved in different rows because I'm trying to do rotation in my garden. Don't mind, that's the trailer with my compost, so I'm still working on that. But I really think that the garden is coming along. It's really beautiful, and I'm really excited and proud of all the work that we got accomplished this year, and it's really turned out beautiful. I don't think I could have asked for a more beautiful garden. I mean, my hubby and I both, and the kids, we all worked really hard on trying to get this going. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. I know there's not a lot going on right now in the garden, but it sure is coming along. Well, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed the garden. There's not a lot that's going on right now, but boy, has there been some changes. I am absolutely in love with my raised beds this year. I'm really happy that I was fortunate enough to be able to replace them, because in the beginning we were just going to place the two. That was the worst. And I really got to save some money this season and make a little bit of money off my plant starts that helped fund my garden. And I also got a present from my son that bought me some more black plastic for the garden. So it's all coming together, and I'm really hoping that it comes together the way that I envision it. But if it doesn't, like I said, I'm working on trying to learn patience and knowing that not everything has to be perfect, and I'm gonna fail, and it's okay, because in the past 4 or 5 years I failed a lot, and every time I have failed I have beat myself up. And I even said this year that I wasn't going to do a garden beat, just because of how much work that I put into this garden last year, and I totally failed at it. So I've come to realize that it's okay to fail, and not everything's going to be perfect, and not everything's going to grow, and I'm not going to stay on top of things, but that's okay, because it's what I've learned along the way, and that in itself is way better than being successful, is learning. So I hope that I've brought you guys some inspiration, and I would love to see pictures of your garden. So if you get pictures on what you're doing in your garden right now, just drop it down in the description, and please share it with us. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Until next time, I'll see you on the next video. God bless.
Every time that my mind slips, I just see my past life. Having dreams in a dream, I wonder why I carried on with the things that made you lose your mind. There's no way I can undo what I've done. Can we be strangers again, start fresh like a morning? What's so bad about that? So why won't you follow